You're now tuned into the Detailed Did It podcast. Come catch a fade.
God damn, boy, what's that? Some kind of weave or something?
I got JB, Jamar Butler. What's up, baby? Say what's up.
What's up?
Yeah, I got my boy Steve. What up, baby?
What's good, man? How you doing?
Nah, man, I'm good. How y'all doing?
Man, I'm straight, dog. It's Friday. I'm off of work, dog.
It's
Friday, right?
How's the weekend going, man? How's y'all Friday going so far?
Just getting started now, so. Hey, we got the worst part over with.
Which is?
That's the work, so.
What time you get into work this morning?
5. So.
5 o'clock. Wow.
Yeah, we 5.
I can't complain.
So,
Can't complain, man.
So
My kids with their mama this weekend, so I'm straight, dog. I'm chilling.
We in San Antonio, the hottest city in the country, I believe, and then we on our own little come up. You know, everybody, Houston had their turn. All these other major cities had their turn.
Already.
It's San Antonio's turn, and we are on the forefront of helping put them on the map.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, it shift the culture, you know, on some real shit. Everybody out there on Facebook world, man, I'm so glad y'all are tuned in. I appreciate the platform. I appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity. You know, shout out to my guy Zay. He's in the background, as always, putting in the work, making us look good on camera. Shout out to that. Rich Life. And, you know, shout out to everybody at the shop, man. Shout out to Rochelle in the studio. She chilling in the background. You know, Queen of the Crown, who, you know, has got major skills when it comes to doing what you need done to your hair. Ladies. But I'm feeling good, man. I just had a couple shots of Crown. It's been a long day. JB came. He started his day today at 5 a.m. I left my house at 5 a.m. I ain't started till about 6 a.m. this morning. And, you know, which brings me to what, you know, the subject matter I want to speak about today, which is this barber culture, man, and, like, what we represent, where we come from, you know, like, the legacy of it, you know, and I want to, first of all, I want to reintroduce my good friend here, Jamari. For those who don't know, he's already 20 plus years in the game. He's a mentor of mine. I've been watching him do his grind. He opened up his own shop, Turn the Heads, right there on, what is it, New Braunfels?
1019 East Carson, yes.
Okay.
New Braunfels, East Carson. So.
New Braunfels, East Carson, right outside the post.
Yeah.
So, and he's basically a living legend out here, quiet, humble guy, not even really internet barber. You know, he doesn't have to because he's, like I said, he's well established. But I just wanted to bring him on today because I find that in this barber game, I feel like I know what's going on. I feel like I care. And I feel like there's a lot of guys out there that don't really get it. And so that's why I wanted to bring you on today to shed some light on, you know, the whole barber game and, like, you know, from when you came into how it is now, like, how did you get started as a barber? Your grandfather was a barber?
Grandfather was a barber, yes.
All right, so tell us about that. I mean,
okay, so grandfather barber, we're up west side, you know, Menchaca Courts, Lincoln Courts, that area, west side. So if anybody knows Zasamore Poplar, you know, that's where his barbershop was basically, you know, been for years. And, you know, sitting around the barbershop, not knowing that you're picking up the tool, you're sweeping, watching a little bit, listening to old men talk about presidents, you know, who's the president at that time, you know, politics, whatever's going on in the world. So, you know, that's when there wasn't no TVs in the barbershop.
right.
You had magazines, you had newspapers. There might be a couple of Playboys in there, and Playboy was actually something people, you know, poured out and read.
Right,
you know,
right.
it's not just about looking at ass, titties, all that. You know, it's more, you know, hey, there's some good stuff in Playboys if you ever looked at them. You know, they do have good articles, you know, but, you know, so we looking at them, he's like, hey, y'all don't touch those, but anyway, that's pretty much how I started. And then we moved to northeast side of town, and of course, that's a little bit of a distance at that time, taking a bus. So I'm like, hey, we do got a set of clippers here, you know, Mom, and, you know, I'm just kind of like, let me see if I could just cut my hair, you know, cut it down a little bit, make it look, you know, manage it a little bit. I wasn't edging it up and then I just wanted, you know, whatever I had doing, you know, going, just maintained a little bit. So that's how it starts. The brothers, they're not trusting me with their heads no more. I got the younger brother. He was the first guinea pig, so I got to mess him up a couple of times before the brother that's a year older than me says, all right, well, you good enough. Give me a little something. Don't do what you did to him. Just give me, you know, a little bit from, you know, not that much, but, you know, just give me a little something. So, you know, here and there, I'll try a little more, you know what, I think I could fade this in a little better than that, you know, and that's where it starts, you know.
How old were you at that point?
Probably 10, 11 years old or something like that, you know. Yeah, probably 10, 11.
I got the same story, man, same story. As far as, you know, playing with those Clippers at a very young age. Yeah, but those little moments add to your experience as you are right now, so...
Exactly.
You know, that's included experience, and that's dope, because to me, like, a lot of barbers today don't get it like I believe you and I get it. Like, we're very, very deep into the game. Like, it's more than just cutting hair, it's more than just making money, it's more than all that stuff. Like, I remember back going to Jetson when I moved here in '96, and I linked up with you. It was me and you that were cutting all our friends' hair.
Yeah, you cut them or I cut them. Right?
Yeah, we were cutting everybody's hair. All the Playmate guys.
Shout out to Playmate.
Shout out to Playmate for real. And yeah, man, that was that's legendary. That was what, 20 years ago?
Yeah, it was 20 years, every bit of 20 years. But on that note, 20 plus. But on that note, you know, we had to get free cuts at that time. Oh, yeah. So we weren't charging, so they helped market. Yeah, we didn't care about the money. We were just like, you know what, I'm gonna do this for free, but I'm enhancing my craft, you know, and I might give you something that you didn't want, but hey, it looked good, and man, I didn't think I could do that, you know. So I'm gonna throw something in there a little bit, you know, maybe a little part or something. Hey, look, I already put it here. I might as well finish off, you know.
Yeah, just experimenting like that. That was the cool thing about it for me too, growing up, was the fact that it was free. So basically, for me, since it's free, I basically get to do what I kind of want to do for the most part.
In a sense,
yeah. You know, so yeah, and I would be experimenting, you know, messing guys up, messing my little brother up. But yeah, man.
So they say all even, and you taper it out to see, you know,
exactly.
I didn't want all that, but hey, look, I'm telling you, it's gonna look better. You know,
it's gonna look better.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That speaks volumes to your experience, man. Especially to these new guys coming in the game. So what would you say is like the most misconception to people on the outside looking in, wanting to get into this game that we call barbering?
I always tell guys, basically, when they come and say, hey, man, I think I want to cut hair. I'm like, you know, how old are you? 35, 37, 38 years old, whatever they are, you know. My biggest drawback, just not being negative, like, don't do it or whatever, you know. What you've been doing with yourself for all these years or whatever, if you got love for it and that was your thing and you just like always wanted to do it, then I'm gonna push you to do it. If you just look and say, oh man, I like how you did it, I like what you did, you know, I think I can make money because I see you making money, you know, don't do it, you know what I'm saying, because you're not gonna be able to do what I do and how I do it, you know, you're not gonna put the dedication into it, basically, you know, but
make it look good.
Yeah, you know, so, you know, I want you to do what you know you could be great at, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I don't push them away for the reason that, you know, I'm trying to discourage them in any way. I'm just like, you know, really, you don't know what comes into doing it. You know what I'm saying? Until you do it. I see many guys go to barber school, I'm cutting their hair. Next thing you know, I ain't seen them in a while. A year later, yeah, I'm in barber school. I'm almost done. Can I get a job? You know, this and that. Can you bring me in over there? You know, next thing you know, or if I don't bring them in, it's like, after that, you know, you see them a couple of years later, what you doing? Either I'm still doing it, but it's not going like I thought it would, or I'm doing something totally different. So, I mean, if something like doctors, being smart, whatever, if you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't. You know, I put it that way, you know. So, you know, you just can't build a barber. You got to have some kind of artist in you, in a sense. Of course, you know, you drew. I knew how to draw in a sense, so basically that's the foundation or whatever, you know. So,
well, I mean, in the sense that we started so young too. I mean, it was just kind of, you know, for me personally, when I was growing up, I was just very infatuated with a haircut, you know. And I'm just like you know, the first time I cut my own hair was the time that my mother was taking all day on the phone. You know, I'm waiting on her to come cut my hair.
Yeah.
And she on the phone yapping and yapping. So I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna get started on the sides. So I just balled it up on the sides, on both sides for a bald fade, right? So then I run up on her like, hey, Mom, can you finish me up? I'm halfway in there. Can you jump in and go ahead? So I remember the day, excuse me, I remember the day she just would not get off the phone. And that was the day I picked up the mirror, turned around, and I took them clippers and went all the way around from one side to the other. And from that day forward,
Had the itch.
it's been on like Donkey Kong. I was like, oh, I don't even need you no more, Mama.
Yeah.
That's when I started getting a haircut every 2 days. I would push my edge up way back.
yeah, trust me, we didn't have many days like that, right? So you get the curiosity, and then you say, you know what, I think I'll do a little better, or I could do a little more. Then you get to the point you had the clippers to where you was fading, and then you have to take the screw off,
Right.
adjust it,
Yes.
and make it sharper or whatever to where
Yeah.
you could start giving yourself the edge up now and all that.
very true.
Yeah, so
That was when you had those wall clippers and you
There you
used
go.
them to fade and to edge up.
yeah.
And best believe, whoever you edged up with the walls was gonna have a whole scab for an edge up.
they're cut.
That joint's gonna be clean though.
Bad boy cut. But you had to take them screws off, and you had to adjust it a little
had to
bit.
adjust it a
They
little
didn't have the, you know. So yeah, it
And
was.
those are the little things that growing up help build, you know, your knowledge and your wisdom in the game, just from little moments like that, from way back when versus the guy that's just jumping in the game.
Yeah.
You know, I tell guys sometimes, I'm like, man, I got clippers older than you. Like, I started cutting hair before you was born.
Yeah.
Like, for real, like, seriously. And these not just jokes, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I've been, you know, it's just, we've been cutting hair for a long time, and I just know it's different for me than it is for a guy that's just now jumping in the game. You know, like, let me ask you this. What do you think, what's the one thing, or what's a couple things that real barbers hate?
As far as
like dealing with clientele, haircuts, anything, like, what do we not like?
one thing, somebody jumping in last minute and switching their cut all the way up from what you used to give them.
At the last minute, right?
Yeah, they done went from a fro you've been cutting, and then next thing you know, that fro turns into a box, and you're like, oh man, I'm looking.
I wasn't ready for that,
Yeah,
man.
I'm thinking I'm finna I'm finna trim your fro up, and yeah, you know it, and they bring you some picture of something that they can't get, and they short everywhere up high.
Clients kill me with that. Like, I've had clients that sit in my chair, they got hair like T'Challa, you know what I mean? But they show me a picture of like Shamar Moore,
Yeah.
and I'm like, or like
The S-curl box.
Or Hispanic cat.
Yeah.
It's not even the same, bro. You're not even you other a melanistic flavor, brother.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Texture.
Caucasian persuasion. Y'all don't even got the same texture hair. Like, what are you looking at? Like, you want me to make you look like that? Like, come on, man. Like, that's crazy, but
Make miracles happen, dog.
But see,
we ain't
the game
plastic
is different
surgeons.
now.
We barbers. We strictly deal with hair.
We work miracles, brother. Like, we come from an age where there used to be like the 12 or the 21 pictures that you walk in the barbershop, you say, hey, I want the number 8.
And you just pick.
Now it's not 21, it's 21 million.
Yeah.
Now they sit in your chair, they pull out their smartphone,
Google
they
image.
find the best image on the planet that's been filtered 1,000 times.
Yeah.
It got color, everything. And they be like, can you do this? I want to look like this. Now, me personally, I don't know about you, JB, but me personally, I like take that as a challenge. But first, I will break down the scenario. I will break it down to them like, hey, you know that there's a lot of color in there.
Yeah.
You know, y'all got 2 different grades of hair.
Photoshop.
You know that's photoshopped.
Yeah.
You know, but just before we make this happen, you know what I mean? Because you're asking for a miracle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that is my personal challenge when I have that happen, because my personal goal is to make you forget about that picture and I replace that image with your image. You know what I'm saying? But these clients be asking for the most, bro. The most.
Yeah, but one thing I don't do is say, I can't do it. I'm just looking like, all right, we'll see what it looks like. I could do the cut. Now, whether it's going to look like that, hey, I can't make it look like him.
Let's be honest.
Like, he got long points, you got small points. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have that much hair up here. He got a lot of hair up there.
You know who's the worst?
You know.
But you know who's the worst? I don't know about you, but shout out to all my wonderful lady clientele out there. I love y'all. But like, when women get ready to do the big chop,
yeah,
you know, that is a moment in all women's lives that make that move to make the big chop. You know what I mean? The big chop is when they cut all the hair off.
Yeah.
And they start from scratch and they get in tune with their essence and their Wakanda. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and it's just it's major. I went through it with my daughter.
Okay.
You know, it was an emotional 3 months after the chop, even though it was something they wanted to do.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, women, I love y'all, but before you decide to make the big chop, make sure you feel your head. Because what I like to do is I like to feel a woman's head before I make the big chop. And I'm like, ooh, you got some corners. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I cut this hair off, you know what I'm saying? You got some knots in your head. You know what I'm saying? You got your daddy. So I'm like, look, we may not cut it as short as you were thinking.
Yeah.
Because there's some stuff that we need to kind of hide, if you will.
Rough out them corners.
Yeah. Until, you know. So, yeah, that'd be the craziest stuff.
And they bring you a picture, too.
Oh, hold up. And they bring the picture of the most petite, round, perfect-headed woman.
Yeah.
And they be like, can you do that on me?
Make me look like
Make me look like her. And I'm just like, bruh.
her hair got waves. And
Yeah, she got waves.
All the girl's hair is straight and now it looks like cotton ball.
You ain't even
like
got no
this.
edges.
Yeah, like
You know what I'm saying?
man.
You know, I'm just saying. That's not a diss, but I have the right to say that as in my professionalism.
But when you cut it down, it's straight. It's gonna be straight. It's
be
not
straight.
trained. You know, and
Right. I just cut a female the other day, and she had a picture of this little blonde-haired little chick with a nice, perfectly round head, and all her hair was permed to the back. So first of all, the girl in the picture's hair is going to the front. It's wavy. It's doing all this beautiful stuff. But her joint going to the back. So I had to cut all that off and, you know, kind of finesse it. But, like, you know, you got to train. You got to start from scratch. Like, you know, it ain't going to automatically look like what's in that picture.
So
it might not ever look like what's in that picture.
So let me ask you this, though. So if it don't look like that picture, do they get mad at y'all?
No.
that's why you
They
explain.
gonna cry
That's why
anyway.
you're gonna explain to them like, hey, look, we'll see, because you don't give them 100%.
Right, no,
guarantee
honesty is the
that
best
you can
policy.
do anything.
Already.
You know, you say, hey, look, this is what we're dealing with, and this is trained. This is a year trained haircut versus yours starting from scratch.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing laying down. It's used to sticking up straight.
Yeah.
You got hair going different directions, and you kind of let them know, you know, like, look,
And that's
it's going to
tricky.
take some time. We might be able to get there, but, you know, just give
Especially-
them optimism about it.
Especially if a woman has never cut her hair off,
Yeah,
she don't know
exactly.
what it's doing at the roots.
She
You know what I
doesn't,
mean? At the roots, she may have 100 cowlicks in there.
Because it could go up in
Right.
the back.
Yeah.
And I literally had women hair actually go up. And that's like, you know, the grain actually going upwards. And you like, so when you're cutting it down.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you're going against the grain when you're used to cutting down and it's going with the grain.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
typically, you know, the average person's hair. So, I did phase to where I'm going down, up, you know, because the fade, you know, she got all these swirls and you trying to, you know, you trying to hit the wave. It's like a surfboard. And you're like, all right, I got to wait for the right wave to jump on. But, I mean, like like I said, all we do is try our best. If it comes out like it's supposed to, great. If not, hey, all I can do is take away from the hair,
Right.
you know.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Word, word. Hey, if you just tuning in, man, you over here chilling with us. It's the Detail Did It podcast. I got JB on the microphone with me, and I got my boy Steve on the 1-2.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we talking this barber shit. We got Zay in the background chilling. Really chilling. And we over here talking this barber shit, man. Like, listen, man, I'm a barber, and I'm a barber through and through. And barbering saved my life, man. Like, I was falling off in life, and I decided to take these clippers serious. And the moment I did that, everything in my life, basically started to evolve and get better. And I'm just glad that I had somebody such as yourself, JB, to kind of like pace myself off of. I always check in with you. I'm like, man, I go see what you're doing, see how you're operating, see how you like book solid, and wanting to always evolve and get to a place where I can like make the moves that you're making, you know what I mean, and have a solid name in my city without the BS, so that without the negativity, be known for something positive. And I think that I've done that, and I think that I want to take a moment to thank you for your example, because dog, like I was supposed to join out of high school like you.
Yeah.
But I went into the Army. I ran from my shit. And the whole time I'm in the Army, I'm traveling the world. I'm thinking about what you doing. I'm like, man, he just cutting hair. Just living, like, he's just cutting hair, you know what I'm saying? I'm over here stressing. He got me on the front line.
Taking orders.
I'm in Barber
Already.
You know what I mean? I'm finna get an Article 15. Like, man, and the whole time I'm in the military, I'm cutting boys up.
Still cutting.
That's what I did. Like, that's always been my hobby. That's always been, like, my therapy. And it is to this day. But, like, I would always think about him, like, man, he just wakes up and cuts hair.
Yeah.
Like, how dope is that?
Yeah.
So, and I've just watched him grow, man. Like, he just bought a new home. I'm watching him just add on to it.
Yeah.
Like,
That pool though.
those are the things that he's been able to do just through cutting hair.
all that's work in
You know what I mean?
progress. Is
Did you go to college?
no college.
No college. Wow, that's
Yeah,
real.
no college. Was done with school and said, hey, I'm done, Like, I didn't want to do it, It ain't for everybody. I didn't think I was going to be successful at it. So, I mean, luckily, on that note, my grandfather actually put me in barber school while I was in high school.
Man,
And at
shout
this
out to your
point,
grandpa.
He was pretty much, before my stepdad, he was the male figure in my life. And he was the one that was like, hey, looking at me and the brothers, I don't need to cut y'all's hair no more, You're doing a good job doing it. Next thing you know, he tells me, all right, you know what? I need you to go to this address after school. So he gives me the address, pull up to Williams Barber College.
Williams, shout out to Williams Barber College.
Tells me to go there at 4:30. I meet with Mr. Williams. Yeah, your grandfather told me, cut hair, this and that, At this time, I'm kind of like, I don't want to do that. This is just like a survival thing for me, doing it to
Side piece.
yeah, just to, I'm on the northeast side of town. At this time, you talking about early 90s. At this time, ain't too many black barbershops going on, Ain't no black barbershop on that side of town. So I got to either get to the east side, get to the west side, whatever, And, that place, I mean, it's urban now, I mean, James Madison High School, it was... all the black people that went there, I was either cutting their head, or maybe their dad was taking them on base or something like that. So, for the most part, that broke me in pretty good, but, I went to barber school and I didn't think I really wanted to do it. I actually finished barber school and set for a year. So I was like, I don't know if I want to do it. Thought about doing the military thing, all that, just like you did. Mm-hmm. Up in the morning, I just wake up and it's probably 1-2 o'clock in the morning. Dead Presidents was on.
Dead Presidents.
Everybody know Dead Presidents. I'm meeting with a recruiter and he's like, yeah, man, we, couple of days, we go get you a date, swear in, this and that. You know how you got to go test. You know, you get the swear in and
the whole nine.
and yeah. So and at this time,
sign your life away.
At our age, you go sign in. You go and they're literally like you leaving in 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Or 2 days. Yeah. Nowadays they're like, all right, you got 3-4 months, you
Right.
got 6 months. But at that time, all right, get ready. It's time to go. And I'm watching Dead Presidents. They sitting up, finished high school. They smoking weed. They having a little. They got their girls. Next thing you know, he's at his girlfriend's house. Mama come home early in the morning. He's running, jumping over gates. Now he's on the battlefield.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm watching that. Stayed up, watched the whole movie. So I'm up to 3 o'clock now. You know what I'm saying? Watching this whole movie, and I'm like, this is the time of recruiters. They was grimy. They were like literally like.
Yeah, they just lying to get you.
They park 5-6 houses down. They come into your house listening to see if you there. Coming around your back door, back listening to see, trying to look and see if you in there before they start knocking on the door. Charge you up like you owed them something or whatever.
Yeah.
So it gets to the point where I'm like, man, look, after a couple of days,
after marinating,
I'm dodging them. You know what I'm saying? I'm turning TV off, all that, making it quiet in the house. Next thing you know, I just come out, man. I'm not going.
What has kept you and sustained you throughout the years? Because I think it's a lot of barbers out there that see what we're doing and we make it look easy, we make it look cute and fun, especially with the whole social media aspect of the game now. And I think a lot of people, a lot of barbers, a lot of potential barbers, they fail to see the hard fucking work that goes into the shit we do on a day-to-day basis. And I wanted to just see, as a guy that's a veteran of 20 plus years in the game, professionally with your own shop that's been standing for years, who's seen the faces of Dave Robinson and all these Spurs players, like you are your barbershop is a cornerstone in the community, and something that I'm hoping that South Crown will be one day. But like, what are some of the things that you've done to keep you in the game and keep you as successful as you become?
That's just staying true to me and not bending and waking up every day. So
can you expand on that? So you saying just like not, you wake up every day early and go get it. Like you have like, what is your mind state when you wake up in the morning? Like what motivates you to continue to get it?
What a mind state of, all right, when I was in my first year, went and hung out, and I did it a couple of times, and this is over about a 3-4 month span or whatever, but it was one day, and I've never been a, like, lay in bed past 9-10 o'clock person or whatever, but
right.
One day, me and one of my another barbers, Courtney, and we go hang out.
Shout out to Courtney.
Yeah, Courtney been with me through the whole ride or whatever. He pushed me when I was like, at the time I was like, didn't think I wanted to do it or whatever, so he pushed me, went to barber school together. But basically, there was one day, it was a guy that comes in, and he's a major in the military. Anyway, he gets there at 8:30. We don't get in until I think 10, 11 o'clock or something like that. Get to work, and he's literally there. It was some full-bird colonel that was there, and I had cut him before, and he came, it was a week or two later, whatever, and he's kind of like, basically waited there the whole time. One of the girls that opened the salon I was working in at the time basically was like, well, they'll be in, they usually coming around this time or whatever, but he ended up waiting, and he waited, and he waited. He waited there the whole time. Then, I get there, and he's kind of like takes me outside, and he's like, look, what you gonna do? I just had this guy, and basically it was a superior officer, He came here, he waited for a while, and, if y'all got the, the time, if y'all got the times that says 8:30 to whatever, y'all gotta own up to that or whatever. This time I'm probably 19 years old, so I'm like, this time it just really hit home, and, I never was a guy to say, somebody offended me and I'm gonna run from that, I'm gonna come back at him or whatever. I always took it constructive as like, okay, you just made me stronger or whatever, you know. And I appreciate you coming at, because I feel if you come at me with it, that means you care or whatever. So that was one of the things. It was a hard lesson. And
what made you start going to work at 5 a.m.?
That's what I'm saying, man. Y'all get up.
Because like I'm still trying to catch up to your
being
grind.
in high demand. You know, when you look up and you like, I need more time. I'm not fitting everybody in or whatever.
That's
so
why I went.
When you're in high demand, you stretch out. You stretch your hours out. You got to stretch.
Add hours to your game. This is true because I remember coming in at 9, and that from 9 to 5 was filled, but it's so many people trying to get on your roster. So you, all right, cool. I'm coming at 8.
Yeah.
Then 8 turns into 7, and then people. Then you got somebody who's like, hey, I'll come in at 6:30 if you there.
Yeah.
So you just keep on backing on back, and then before you know it, you in there.
It's like crack when you get addicted to it. It's like, hey, I got people, they got to have it. I got, my mornings are 95% booked up. Every morning.
Every morning.
So people call me, hey, I need 6 o'clock. Man, I told you 6 o'clock ain't open. 6 o'clock, maybe 5 is open on a certain day, but man, I don't have nothing for you really till 10, 11 o'clock.
Hey, let me ask you something. What's the craziest thing you've ever seen in the barbershop? Like go down. Just like off the top of your head, like.
Man, I done seen a lot.
Have you seen like somebody mess somebody up, somebody was bleeding, like somebody got a spanking, like a fight, like a plug?
I done seen everything.
Cause you've been doing it forever.
Look, I done seen everything from a guy coming in the barbershop talking about you messing with my ex-girl type stuff.
Whoa.
Trying to vandalize a barbershop. I done had a customer pull a gun on me.
What? Oh,
we gotta park right there. We gonna park right there. We gonna park right there.
Over me embarrassing him in the barbershop, and he just felt like I disrespected him in front of his girlfriend, but he came at me with the fight. So,
so what happened?
Yeah, you gotta set that up. You gotta set that up.
A little young, he's a lot younger than me. I was cutting this boy's hair since he was like 10, 11 years old. Knew his mama, and this boy just happens to, he's going through a bad time. Mama took care of him real nice. Gets to a point in life to where when you get, she buys him any shoe he want, all that, Her mom gets to a point to where, she was single all these years, and she get a man now. What happens when women get men?
That's right. Yeah. Their attention's right.
Hey, you ain't everything. All I got anymore.
Right.
This guy, he had did a little time, so he's coming out, and now she got to put money. He ain't working with too much. She's a career woman. And next thing you know, he's more like, I'm not getting the attention I'm getting anymore, so he's just going through a bad time in life.
Okay.
And I'm chastising him on, man, look, he's starting to get, he's starting to smell himself, he's getting an attitude. I've been knowing him since he was 10. Now he's 20 at this time. 20, 21 years old at this time.
His hair for a decade.
Yeah, so, now the stuff I'm always coming at him, oh man, he can't talk to me like that no more. It gets to that point. So it's more of one of them things, that he's like, and then, it gets to the point to where I'm like, I'm checking him now, because I'm like, man, I don't need to start, you need to stop showing me pictures of your little broads and all that. These little niggas, I'm like, man, look, I don't want to see all that, kind of like front, coming at him, because I had an older customer in my chair, and basically, I'm talking to this guy, and he just comes up, yeah, man, look, I'm not this little, so this is kind of like, say, man,
it's a time and place.
Go. So basically, he just kind of like he takes offense to it, and that's where we fall off. So he's like, oh, well, you know what, I ain't messing with him no more. So he goes to another barber in the shop or whatever. And I'm like, that's fine, I don't care about that. You lose one, get two. So that's my mind, always been my mind for him. So basically, he comes and he's like, he's basically mocking me on the side, I could be talking about, and this is a couple of weeks or whatever. So I finally walk up to him.
Right.
And he's like, man, you ain't, this and that, you ain't. I pull out a bunch of money, throw it in front of his face or whatever. And I said, because he was like, yeah, I'll take your money, this and that. I'm going to get my barber like this is where I'm going to get my license, and I will cut you this and that.
You've been coming here for 10 years, and he said He finna get his license and take your shit.
Yeah.
Keep going. Continue.
He throw it in front of his face or whatever, you know.
Right.
So, I said, touch that. I said, you touch it, I'm gonna beat your little ass.
Right.
He got his little girlfriend sitting up there, and she's literally like, oh wow, what's going on or whatever,
Oh,
you
wow.
know. And she's a young girl to where she's like at
Right,
this
right.
time, like, you gonna let him do you like that? Yep. So, literally, you know, I'm on him a little bit because the girl wasn't right for him. And I'm kind of like, man, look, you know, I got a guy that was one of my couples. He said, man, you know, your boy, I'll be messing with this girl, you know, this and that, you know, when he leave, this and that, you know. So I'm like, for real, this and that, you know. They stayed in the same apartments or whatever. Yeah. So basically, you know, I'm not going to say, man, my boy is messing with your girl. I'm just kind of like, man, look, that ain't the right one for you. Just to end it. So he thinks I'm hating on him, this and that. So that's basically where his mind is at.
So when does the gun come out?
When I threw the money,
I love trying to get to the gun. You long-winded? Come on, JB.
When I threw the money in front of him, and he got out the chair, he's like, I'll be back. I'm like, I'll be here.
Right.
He goes to his car, comes on the patio. What's up? Come on. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, now he got the gun in his hand, and, you know, he's waving it. That, you know, so I'm looking like, so I walk outside, you know, like a fool, you know, like what, you know, and I'm, and at the time, I'm kind of like, you know, man, I'm finna blow this boy's head out. He don't know I'm got one on me as well. And I was at the point to where I'm like, shoot, waste this boy on my patio.
Right.
Shut the shop down, call the police and say, hey, come clean this guy up. I have to do it, you know. So then, you know, the guys are trying, man, don't do it, leave that alone, this and that. So I said, you know what, we start walking down the steps. So I walked out there, just trying to give him a little piece of my mind or whatever. So he got his girlfriend out there, and she's sitting by the car like, you know, like, nigga, handle your business, telling him like, you know, so I'm like, you know, you think that girl gonna be waiting on you, you know, like coming at him like that or whatever. You know, nigga, I ain't worried about it. You know, he's like, yeah. So that's where he's at or whatever, you know. She just like, go ahead and handle your business. Like, you better go do that. Like,
that's crazy.
You know, so it was crazy or whatever, you know.
Hey, but that's the crazy thing about being a barber, man, because we're so connected to so many people. It'd be so many situations that go down. Like, I've seen couples that were together at one time, now they're divorced, right? And so, like, and now they're dating new people, right?
Yeah.
So, but they still, I'm still their friend. I'm cool with everybody. Like, you brought this person into my life. So, like, now we have a relation. Now I'm cutting her and the kids. And, like, I'm not finna stop getting my money because y'all broke up. But it's been times where, like the new guy just left and the new girl just walked in. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. Like, it's crazy, man. It's like, you're so connected. Like, it's being a great barber, for one, and being connected with so many people in the community. Like, you can't go nowhere without knowing somebody.
Yeah.
And isn't that one of the dope? I mean, I enjoy that of the game when I go places and, like, just so happen I cut that guy. Now I got the hookup.
Yeah.
Love that shit. I love it. I went to a club a few weeks ago. I walked to the front door, and the girl looked at me and was like, oh, I can't charge you.
Yeah.
And I hold up, but listen, I looked at her like, goddamn right. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that should be the case. I want it out here.
And me, I don't mind not paying because I'm like, hey,
but
I want everybody
to
make your money. I want everybody to make
Always.
their money. I'm just like, don't make me wait in this line.
Yeah, I don't know.
So when I come up and I do that, you round it up,
right?
Me and all of them, and they say, all right, set it up.
JV's so that guy, man.
That's what I want. So I don't mind paying. I'm just.
I've been the recipient.
I love hanging with JV because he's gonna take
get me in and just get me up. Just get me to the front. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with him. And it's cool because, like, I be feeling like I'm some kind of boss, right? But when I hang out with him, I just fall back under his shadow and I just be watching, like, word, because I'll be like, damn, JV, I wouldn't have paid for everybody.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like, you just pay for everybody. I would be like, I got you.
We had a table, we had bottles. I was like, goddamn, things like that.
He's like, give me the bill. And I was just like, man, but I guess being a barber and being that type of person and having that type of mentality, always giving, you're always receiving. You know what I'm saying? I think that's something that the new barbers need to learn in the game, is that one of the most important parts of being a barber, or in any industry, but the barber, since this is what we have an authority in, is to always give back in some capacity. I always find myself looking for opportunities to give back. I don't let nobody try to cheat me out of my money, but I look for ways to bless people. You know what I'm saying? Like, always giving back.
Definitely do that, especially when you
all the time.
understand how blessed you are, and you're like, man, if a guy give you $100 for a haircut, you like,
I got that yesterday.
why am I getting this or whatever? So you can't take it and put it in your pocket and say, I won. You gotta spread it somewhere or whatever. You're gonna get more than you give anyway. So you might as well. You gotta try to help other people's growth. And you gotta wake up with that mentality every day, saying, look, as good as I got it, I want to try to make it good for somebody else too, and that's probably the biggest thing. I always argue with guys. I got a clipper guy. I don't know if he he comes through, he fixes clippers, all that, and I got guys haggling them over his price. Oh, you gonna charge me that for this? I'm like,
just pay the man.
You want $20+ for that haircut?
Right.
I said, how many people come in here talking about, man, that's too much for that haircut? So I'm like, if he drives in a truck with a compressor on it, and he's pulling this big old trailer, and he's fixing yourself on site, and you could go drive 20 minutes to go get that part, then you got to put it in yourself, and he's charging you $5 more than what they're charging you. So what? You don't got to leave. But I'm like, don't negotiate with prices. You don't want nobody to negotiate.
You don't want nobody haggling you.
Yeah, you know what you want for your haircut. You try to stay firm. That's why I said don't bend. You know what I'm saying? So that's just
I feel the same way, man. I'm glad you said that, man, and I think that's very important to recognize, is to pay somebody what they're worth, man. If that's what the price is, hit them. I have the Asian guy Kim that comes by on a weekly basis, and we purchase clippers from him. And a lot of times I don't even need nothing, but I'll purchase, like, give me some razors. I keep the money coming. Keep sewing into his. I don't even need nothing, because I'll be like, all right, nobody bought nothing today. All right, Kim, shit. Let me get them new clippers. What you got new?
Right.
Let me sew into what you got going on, because you're helping us.
Oh yeah.
And then that's how you keep the money in the circle. You know what I mean? So I think that's important. I think that's something that people need to think about a lot, is paying it forward, always giving back in some capacity, whether it's a free haircut. Like just yesterday, I was at the gas station. Like I said, I be looking for opportunities to give, right? So I pulled up to this gas station, and I see the person that's looking like they're doing a little bad in life, right? And I tell myself, hey, he asked me for some money, I'm gonna give him a dub. This is what I say in my mind, right? In my mental mind. I'm like, he asked me, I'm gonna bless his game, but he gotta say something.
He can't
just look. I'm just gonna be me. I'm not gonna look like, hey, ask me for some money. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna walk into the store, handle my business, and if he takes an opportunity to help me, I'm gonna bless his game. So listen, I walk in, I look at him, and he got that look in his eye. But he like, nah, I ain't gonna ask him. I ain't gonna ask him, right? He looked too hard. So he said, I don't know what his thought was. So I went in, I got my whatever it was I needed. I'm coming on out. I see him, I look at him. He look at me, give me that look. I'm like, what you want, nigga? I got a pocket full of cash right now.
Don't get fed, dog.
So man, I get to the gas and I turn away from my goat like, well, too bad. And I hear, hey man, say bro. And I'm like, he's like, man, you wouldn't happen to have a, bam, I hit him with the dub. He just like looking at me like, and I don't even, that's what it is. Like, people like, man, this is too much. I'm like, nah, man, you gave me an opportunity to bless you. You know what I mean? And that's what's important. Like, you helping me out. I feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel tremendously great right now. You know what I'm saying? And then, and I'm helping you out. I don't know what you're gonna do. You might get some sandwiches. You might get some crack.
For sure.
I don't know.
Sure.
That's your business. But my mama always taught me, you never know when you're entertaining an angel.
Yep.
You never know when you might be entertaining an angel. And that is something that has always stuck with me. So whenever I come in contact with a stranger, I always try to be mindful and checking myself, checking my attitude, so that I'm not like, what? That type of, I'm like, because you never know when it's time to bless somebody, and that you never know what that opportunity might open up. So, but anyway, man, let's keep it funky. What time is it, man? We got about 15 minutes.
But I got one for y'all though.
Talk to me.
Cause y'all talk about waking up at 5. JB, you been in the game 20. You been in the game 11. What keeps y'all doing it though? You know what I mean? I mean, because again, I mean, I know after a while, your wrist gotta hurt, your arm gotta hurt. Y'all getting tired of no shows or whatever. Y'all doing good now, and I'm sure y'all don't have no shows, especially they taking your time at 5 o'clock in the morning. But
had a no show today.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna say
what
it's
keeps
9.
y'all coming back though? I mean, 20 plus. I mean, I'm sure there was some other stuff you probably wanted to do. What keeps you coming back?
That? I put it this way, and this for all the younger guys, and this for the guys that want to be successful. I always wake up and look at yourself and say, I got to do the best I could do with, saying you try to go for 100% worth the pleasure, and taking care of people, and then you're not always gonna be 100%. It's just, you never know. I might leave the house at 4 o'clock. I might have a flat tire.
Yeah,
that's not gonna get me there at 5, but you strive for 100 or whatever, and you might fall a little bit under, but the biggest thing is always understand that you don't work for yourself.
Yeah.
In this game, in any business, you don't work for yourself. You're working for somebody, because I got to come service you, and that means I work for you because you're the one that's paying me.
Yeah.
So you paying me my wages or whatever, whether it's big or small or whatever. But
Man, I'm
that's
glad
the
you said
mentality.
that,
You gotta
JB.
don't ever say, "Oh, I'm a barber," and when these guys, they, yeah, man, I want to be a barber because I want to make my own hours. I want to do this. It's always like, nah, you don't work for yourself. You work for the 20 plus 30, whatever you're doing in the day. You work for them people.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, that is wisdom right there, because I live by those, that saying, like, yeah, I'm my own boss, but really my clientele is my boss. They are the ones who I'm servicing.
Yeah.
They tell me what time they want me to be here. They, like, they're the ones that's helping me make a living for myself.
Right.
So, like, I have to cater to them to an extent. Yeah, I create the platform. Yeah, I create the time frames, but in that time frame, they belong, I belong to them.
Yeah.
And it's all about making sure they get what they need all the time. And I think that's important that people think about that, because a lot of new age guys get in the game and they're like, oh, I'm my own boss, I can do what I want to do. No, being being your own boss is just that. You're your own boss, so you have to boss yourself around.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to
I
say,
like that.
get up at 5 a.m. You have to say, I gotta, market. I got to do this. I have to do that. I need to get this equipment. I got to make sure I got this, that, and the third. Like, I have to have a schedule. I got to make sure I have my time frames. I got to have all my equipment to get. Like, you have. No one is telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody. It's you. And if you don't tell yourself what to do, and you don't believe in what you got going on, and you're really not a boss, and you're not gonna have no clientele.
Right. Okay.
So,
Bet.
I mean, I think that's heavy.
So basically, you could be this good barber, do a damn good haircut or whatever, but you need more than just giving a good haircut. You need to be able to know how to manage yourself and know how to handle people, basically.
Yeah.
And those are like three of the biggest tools: either managing yourself and knowing how to manage people. So you don't have to do the best haircut, but people will stick with you for consistency.
Yeah.
At least I know what I'm getting. I got customers of me that, I got customers that I've been cutting since I was 19 or whatever. I got guys that raised me, they're father figures in a sense, always been pushing me on, and I'm a lot older now, and they're a lot older as well, but they stuck with me, and with them sticking with me, I always gave them that honor. Like, hey, look, as long as you respect me, I'm giving you more respect. So don't bend me. I had somebody tell me one time, was like, well, look, he just tried to play me. I don't know if he got frustrated or whatever, but, I'm kind of like, well, man, I've been with you 14 years, man. You gonna do me like that? You 7 minutes later on my haircut. I'm like, hold on. I hope you joking or whatever. Yeah. And then,
I need a shot.
So then he's like, no, what's up with this, man? You need to get me in. If you say 7 o'clock in the morning, I need to be in here at 7. I said, man, look here. I hope you joking.
I hope so.
No. And then next thing you know, I'm like, look, okay, I get it. No, what's up, man? No, I get it. I said, we ain't got to talk about it no more. I get it. You know what I'm saying? 7 o'clock. I said, my bad, 7 minutes. I finished his haircut up. Hey, don't come back here again. I said, you come back to the shop, but I'm not servicing you no more. So hey, you do what you want to do, and but I just felt like if I've been here this long, I opened at 7 o'clock at this time. I got here at 5:30 2 weeks before that, because you have to be somewhere at a certain time to make sure you got there. And that was way out of my norm at the time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's an hour and a half. Right. So I was basically like, I just felt disrespect or whatever. So basically, he felt that I owed him. I was in some kind of debt with him. I don't know what, I don't know if he's mad at his wife or whatever, but like, you ain't gonna take it out on me.
That'd be the case a lot of times, but I think it's imperative that barbers learn that you have to teach people how to treat you by what you allow them to get away with. And if you take a bunch of bullshit, they're gonna continue to throw that at you, and you have to, hold your ground.
That's why I say don't bend. You know what I'm saying? Stay true to yourself.
I think the original question was though, what keeps us motivated?
Yeah, what keep y'all going back? Yeah.
What keeps me motivated is knowing where I came from and where I could have ended up at, and and where I've come. But I think being important, being like knowing that a lot of people depend on me keeps me going. Okay. And then just the fact that I have the gift of life, and like kids, my children motivate me, my wife motivates me, my mother and father, like the fact that they're proud of me, that type of shit motivates me. Another thing that motivates me is the team. Like sometimes I look up, some days I'm like, damn, you're a leader of the team. Like damn, you no longer cutting at somebody else's shit. Right. Like damn, you not just the premier barber, like you own this shit. Like damn, like a lot of businesses around you are shutting down, but you still somehow open. Like damn, like you weathering the storm. Like sometimes it's like overwhelming, but that is the stuff that pushes me, and that continues to push me to keep going forward, knowing that I'm helping somebody else fulfill their dreams and pay their bills, and create opportunities for other folks to use my place as a launching pad for whatever they got going on. So, and it's just dope to just be a barber and inspire other barbers to get it. You know what I mean? Just the fact that it's just great to know that whatever I want to go get, I can go get it. That's wonderful. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a guy that used to live in his car already. You know what I mean? To being a homeowner, having my own business, being surrounded by great people and peers that help me grow and evolve, such as JB, you, my peers that I work with. So I mean, all that is what motivates me, man. Like it's just a complete evolution. When I could just look at yesterday, or I can look at last year and say that I'm not where I was last year. I'm a little bit further along. Like this year, I went to Europe.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
That motivates me that I was able to put my children in Amsterdam. You know what I mean? Like,
let them see something
when
different.
I see JB buy a new home and he does all these new upgrades. First of all, nigga, you just dropped a bottle. This house is nice. I know this cost you a pretty penny. But like, why don't you chill? Every time I call him, he getting some stones put in, pool put in, basketball court
got
put
some
in.
cameras in the background.
He's always doing some new shit to his house. And every time I hear that, it just brings joy to me and it motivates me. Like, every time I think I'm doing it, then I talk to him. It's like,
But you feel like you're not wasting, what you do. You're not letting it go and smoke, though, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Because you got a purpose or whatever, and that's to upgrade your situation, upgrade your family, upgrade the people around you, and whether it's friends, family, whatever, you want to see your team upgrade. You want these people in here, they sit in here, they follow your lead, and they're like, hey, look, I see everybody you got in here. They're all starving for, success. You know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, I'm down with it. I don't see too many sleaze bags in here. Like, man, like, I'm only coming in a couple of hours a day. Everybody's in here. When I come in here, you got a full crew, and that's big or whatever. I mean,
it's hard.
It's hard to find shops where everybody's like, hey, look, I'm gonna stick to the program.
One thing I like to see out of y'all though, man, is like JB, you said, you sometimes you want to lay in the bed about 8, 9 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? But y'all the boss of y'all own spots and y'all here early, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can easily sit back and let y'all's barbers make y'all money. But y'all come in here and I really admire that, man.
I think a lot of barbers in our positions relax. Like I could lax if I was like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think for guys like us, the more the merrier. Like the more that's going on is the more reason to get up and go. Like I'd be laying in bed. Like I'm pretty sure you do the same thing. Like you may set your alarm for 4 a.m., but you automatically get up.
Yeah.
Like your body wakes up and you're just like, it's no time. You look at the clock and it's like the alarm is about to go off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
3
more minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's that deepness. That's that intuition. That's that vibration of you being in tune with who you are and operating in your higher self. That click turns on every morning. You know what I mean? Because like it's a blessing to go to bed every night tired as fuck. Because I gave it my all. You know what I mean? And to wake up, like it's time to get it again. Like and you also have to look at it like, no matter how hard we worked yesterday, that shit don't even matter. It has nothing to do with today. So you have to give it your all again today. You know what I'm saying? And I think being able to do that on a continuous basis is what enabled us to build the career and the lifestyle that we have.
So
it's just being a barber.
Never think in the past. Just say, hey, how can I get better every day? And be also willing to upgrade and watch him. I learned, he can learn something from me, and I'm coming looking.
Have you learned anything from me, JB? Because I learned a lot. Like
I said, as much as he say, I never did appointments or whatever. He put me on to that. It's other stuff. I'm looking like, okay, this is gonna get you extra money. This is gonna get you. Okay, so I was the one that was like, hey, I'm waking up, I'm walking in there. Whoever comes in there, I'm cutting them.
First come, first
it's
serve.
8, 9 o'clock at night or whatever, and he taught me how to control it. Because I was naive, so I just didn't know. I was just like, hey, look, I'm old school. I'm coming in at this time. It's going to be a line of people out there waiting. It's going to be people coming in 15 minutes, 4 or 5 people coming in 30 minutes before it's time to close.
Shut down,
You know what I'm saying? So that helps you control that part of it. But, and that's, I learned that from him, techniques. Okay, I'm looking at this, that, and, it keeps me fresh, and I can say, okay, you know what? I'm going to try that or whatever. I like how that turned out, and so I'm going to try that. So, I always look, I don't care if this barber doesn't do that great of haircuts, but if I see him do one thing, one technique that looks good, and I'm like, the haircut might not be great, but that one technique, okay, all right, I'm a, maybe a certain tool or whatever. So I don't look at somebody and be like, oh, you ain't got what I got, so I'm not even.
But I just want to stick a pin in that little thing you said that you learned from me, which is, if you are a barber and you have a lot of overflow, if you got like a lot of clientele that like it's just crazy, I think it's the best thing you can do is move to appointments, because then you basically organize the chaos. Right? Yeah. And then you can also make more money.
Yeah, you can make more
if you
money.
know how to manipulate and finesse the situation. You know what I mean? Because when you deal with appointments, then you're dealing in true time, and when you're dealing in true time, you can equate overtime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like for me, for example, my schedule is open from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Yeah.
You can go online and you can book it at the regular price all day, every day. But anything outside of that, I'm gonna upcharge you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna upcharge because now I'm staying past my 8-hour shift.
Yeah.
And if I was at any other job, if you work past your 8-hour shift, you are going to receive overtime. And you should. And being barbers and entrepreneurs and our own bosses, who's giving us a raise
already?
Who's going to give us time off? Who's going to tell us when we should make more money? As a boss, you have to know how to do that and when to do that and when it's applicable. And this is a good time. You can get an upgrade in your prices. Yeah. I don't mind. Like this is my saying. If you got the time, if you got the dime, I got the time.
Already.
That is my thing right there. Like, listen, I'm booked solid. I work from 5 a.m. today to 5 p.m. this evening.
Yeah.
Straight, back to back to back to back lunch, back to back to back to back podcast.
Yeah.
So anything, I'm set. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
And it's the same way next week, the week after that, and the week after that. I'm booked solid. So if you need to get on my books, I love what I do.
Yeah.
I don't mind staying for 12 hours.
Already.
However, you got to pay for that.
Yeah.
You got to reciprocate that. And to me, like, I'm the type, I think JB is the same thing. I'm in a place where, like, you need to be about that life. You're either about it or you're not. If you call my phone and you're not on the books and you're not leading with the money,
Right.
this conversation is,
What are we talking about?
yeah, what are we talking about, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If like, text me with the number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you text me, hey, bro, I know you're booked. I got 50 for you.
Yeah.
Now we talking turkey.
Already.
All right, cool. You respect.
So-
you understand.
Respect the time,
You
yeah.
respect what I'm doing.
At 40, whatever, you know.
Right.
So that's another thing. You know, an older man comes in yesterday. Well, yeah, thanks for getting me in. I was like, you got money, right?
You got
Right.
Yeah, I got money. All right, well, I appreciate you. You know,
Right.
like, as long as you pay, you ain't got to say thanks. I'm like, I'm appreciate you because as long as you got the money, I'm going to give you, you know what? The time. So,
You know, I think barbers. I think one thing barbers are. I think you have some good barbers that are getting taken advantage of.
Man.
Because they don't know how to speak up and ask for what they're worth.
they don't know the value.
They
of
don't
yourself.
know the value. They don't know how to say, like, on the inside, they're like, damn, I've been working all day. This dude hit me up. Yeah, I've been cutting it for 10 years, but he calling me at the last minute. It's Friday, and he want to get in.
Yeah.
You know, and he ain't saying shit about a check.
Right. Already. Yeah.
But he hitting me up, texting me, calling me. You know, it's like, I think some barbers are scared to be like, hey, man, that's going to be extra.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I've been doing this for a little bit of 10 years, and I've dealt with barbers of all walks. And even when I was in barber college, I had the presence of mind to ask for a tip.
Yeah.
When I was in barber college, I was aggressive, like, listen, man,
I just
you
cut
keep coming to me every week.
Yeah.
Paying this $4 for this haircut.
Yeah.
And, you know, so I had the presence of mind. I remember because it was a certain guy, you know, you the new guy at barber college. Let me segue into this.
Yeah.
You're a new guy in barber college, and me, I was excited. I was like, man, I'm going to cut everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring it, baby. And, so as one guy, I guess, you know, barber colleges be having that one guy. He don't go to no real barber shop.
Yeah.
He go to the barber college with
it's
cheap
cheaper.
ass.
Yeah, 'cause it's
cheap
cheaper.
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Right?
What happens? He's trying to get the most.
But he want
out
to
of
go
it.
to the best student in that hoe, right?
Already,
So
yeah.
I'm the new guy with the new skills, and I'm a little cold with it. So he comes in one day. I want to cut hair.
Yeah.
I cut him up, lace him up, boom. You know what I mean? No tip. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't know.
All right. You don't know.
You don't know. I've been doing this already previously. Anyway, so then the next one comes in. The second one, no nothing, just a dap. I'm just like, oh yeah. So then the third cut come in, right? And then now I'm in the school and they telling me like, yo, that dude, that's how he do.
Okay.
So in my mind, I'm like, you're not finna do me like that.
Hell no.
So the next haircut he came in, right? Something in my spirit when I finish, because this time I'm cutting with a little sass, like, motherfucking cheap ass. This, you know what I mean? Like, now I'm cutting. Before I was cutting like, yeah, I'm cutting hair. Now I'm cutting like, okay, you one of them.
This nigga.
So I was like, all right, listen. I finished cutting his hair. He dapped me up. I was like, hey.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. You like my haircut? He was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
You cold. Okay, cool. Cause you keep coming back.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't think you should toss me something? You know what I mean? Like, and I had the courage in barber college to ask for that.
Yeah.
I didn't get it,
Right.
but he didn't come back neither.
Nope.
And I was cool with that. And early in the game, I established that phenomenon. Like, listen, don't be afraid to speak up on shit. Like, I've never been afraid. Like just today, for instance, some guy came in and got an edge up. I put the razor on him. He gave me $20, right? I be looking at it like,
Hey, I didn't see you do that a couple of times.
You didn't see me do it. I don't mind saying, listen, it's
I need
still $5
I need 35.
Yeah, I don't mind asking for my shit. You know why? Because like in business, and especially being a barber in my craft and what I do, and I take what I do to the soul and personally, like I know my worth. And sometimes I have to be checked on it every now and again. Somebody be like, nigga, you tripping. But I feel like I put everything into it. I put my heart and soul into it. Like when I'm cutting your hair, I blank everything else in life out.
Yeah.
I'm all about you in this moment because this is all we got. So at the end of that,
Yeah.
I'm like, what's up?
Yeah.
You know, like I
light.
put my heart and soul into it. The price on my website said $25. Why are you handing me $20?
Right.
You are $5 short. I don't mind saying give it to me next time, but I'm going to speak on it.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that barbers and entrepreneurs have to understand. Like, don't be afraid to speak on it. But a lot of times I think a lot of guys are afraid to speak on it because they're really not putting their all into it.
Yeah.
You know, you're just doing enough to get by. But when you put your all into it, it's nothing to say like, hey, I feel like you still owe.
That's what I was just about to tell you.
still
Like,
owe.
as long as you know you did everything you were supposed to do, you got there, you was there on time, you did the cut you were supposed to, and you conducted yourself in the right way, then you got to hold your head up high.
Yeah.
And don't let nobody try to undercut you. And so now you can't be scared to, and then you could be scared to, you don't have to be scared to lose on that part. So you right
our
about
money
that.
not good
You put
money.
all of it, yeah,
Already.
exactly.
Our money is not good money.
Everybody ain't gonna be good for you. So as
You
long
know,
as you know you did what you did, and you was there on time, you had this dude waiting 4 hours. Because I tell the young guy next to me every day, I'm like, man, look, you could get this much money for your hair, cause this and that, but you gotta be here. So right now they throwing you that little at 15, 20, whatever. I'm like, when you putting an hour or whatever into their head or whatever, I'm like, man, you working too hard. But I'm like, if you clean your act up, you could get more money for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I cut hair, and I ain't got to cut a mohawk every haircut, but I cut somebody that's just getting something damn near bald, and you know,
But
they
that
could
goes
give me
back
the
to
same
your-
price, and but you know, they respect what I do, and I did everything I was supposed to do. But I'm like, you know, if you could charge that much money for them haircuts, some people want that style, but you know, don't let them undercut you. But you got to do your part first,
Yeah.
and that's getting here. So don't come in waddling here at 10:30, 11 o'clock, and you got 4, 5 people sitting out there waiting or whatever, and they're kind of, man, I was first, and you know, well, I called him, and well, I called him too, you know, and you in a big, you know, you just created a bad and a sloppy
Chaos.
situation for yourself
yeah.
to demand that money. No, I don't want a customer waiting on me. When I get there, I want to get there when he pulls up. I'm in here
Waiting on him.
ready to go.
See,
Pull that cape off. Let's go. You know.
that's dope that you say that because I'm the same way. Like I try to dot all my I's across all my T's. So when I speak up, you can't say nothing.
Yeah.
Like you had an appointment, I got you in on time, I got you out in a timely fashion. I gave you that. I gave you the works.
Yeah.
I put it in your life. Like you smiling, like your energy is on 10 right now. Like you taking selfies and on Snapchat and all this other shit.
Yeah.
You rapping in your car and shit on live. Like that shit accounts for something. And I think I'm glad he touched on that because time management is something that you have to really be good at being a barber. You know what I mean? Understanding how to manipulate the time and know how to speak up on the price of things and you know, and know what you're worth. Like to me, as a barber, you should always be trying to up your bread. Like me, I'm Mr. Add-on. I learned this working at Foot Locker. You know, listen, you're gonna sell them a shoe, but that's what they came here for.
Yeah.
But we make our money off the insoles,
Yes, sir.
the socks,
The
the
spray,
t-shirt.
the shoe
So
cleaner.
me,
Yep.
listen, you came here for the haircut, but I'm adding on the razor. I can do a design. I'm gonna put some color in there. I got this topic stuff, this black eyes, this new other shit, and I got some shit I made up.
Yeah.
Like that shit counts. And that's time. And in this game, time is money. And I've always been the type, you know, in the place that I'm at now, being established. My thing for an established barber is this is my thinking. A barber should make $1 a minute. That's what I try to do. Like, say, you know, if you have a 30-minute slot, I'm expecting to make a minimum of $30 from you.
Okay.
That's my thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, that's how I do it. 30 plus. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I may make more than that.
Yeah.
But if I'm giving you a $30 slot, a 30-minute slot, you might be getting a $25 haircut. But I'm gonna do whatever I can to up that to that 30.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So listen, let me throw in this razor. Let me throw in this color. Let me throw a part or a design, or let me give you a hot towel shape. Like, let me give you more than what you came for, which also creates an experience now. And I think that's where you get your money from, because you can't really put a price on experience.
Right.
You know, like, it's how it made you feel great.
Yeah.
And you know, feeling great is priceless. And I think that's something that I pride myself on in our establishment here in South Crown. But yeah, my thing is, I try to get $1 a minute. I don't know about you, JP. Well, I know you probably get like $5 a minute. This guy, I ain't trying to put his business out there.
Y'all think say however it comes, it's gonna come or whatever. It could be $1 a minute. Shoot, it could be $2 a minute.
As long as the chair stays full, right?
Yeah. I mean,
as long as the chair is not empty, right?
As long as it's not empty, just keep it going, keep it moving. Something's gonna work out. You know, I got enough people to where I know the people that are good to me. I know the people that are bad to me. I'm gonna work you in. It's just I don't know when. Let me get these first or whatever. Maybe it'll work out for you. Maybe it won't.
Right.
So, I've been around enough. I took Saturdays off a little while ago, a couple years ago, and it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I don't need 20 of these people, because I could do when I did the appointments. What Alex said, he told me to do the appointments. I said, well, man, if I get this much more just for doing this, I'll be able to make this much more money, so I can make a little more and less, you know, with less.
Yep.
And, you know, you just weaving out some of the people that ain't good for you.
Work smarter, not harder, right?
Yeah, work smarter,
like
work
you said,
harder.
hey, lose
Over the
one,
time,
you gain two.
yeah, shoot, we in that 40 bracket, so, you know, we got back pains and people don't understand. Hey, I've been standing up 12 hours and I ain't sat
I don't
down.
understand that.
Yeah.
Just
My
today,
back
for
hurting.
example. See, they don't understand that. Like today, for example, I cut a guy yesterday, right? So he hit me up, called me. He's my guy. Been cutting him for like a long time, but he refuses to get online, right? So I have a rule.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't want to get online, you want to hit me up, it's 50, right, off the muscle.
Yeah.
That was last year, so now that's 60 this year, right?
Yeah.
Long story short, he came in and got a haircut yesterday, right? So today he calls me again and says, hey, I want to get my son in there, right? I'm booked solid.
Yeah.
I've been here since 4:30 this morning.
Yeah.
I know you don't care about that.
Right.
You know what I mean? However, you know, you want me to get a haircut. So I'm like, all right, I got you. When? Next week, week after next?
Right.
You know what I mean? He was like, nah, today.
No, okay.
I was like, again,
That's a C note.
if you got the dime, I got the time. So I said, listen, it's going to be, your son's haircut is going to be the same haircut as yours.
Yeah.
He's like, man, he's a kid. I was like, I hear you. So go book a kid's cut.
Already.
Go online and book a kid's cut. And you will pay, but right now you're not paying for a kid's cut. Now you are paying for my time. And actually you're paying for overtime.
Yeah.
No, and you my man. And it's 120 unanswered text messages from people trying to get a haircut from me. But I answered yours.
Already.
So he's like, man, but he's only 15. I'm like, listen. So this is what I hit him with, JB. I said, listen, what size shoe does he wear? He was like, a 10. I was like, what size shoe do you wear? He's like, wow. I said, no, just answer my question, Kifo. He was like, I'm a 10 too. I was like, yeah, but I said, how much you pay for your shoe? 200. How much you pay for his shoe? 200. I said, but he a kid though.
Already.
I said, so listen, man, treat me with the same respect you treat the white man.
Yeah.
You don't want no hookups, and I'm hooking you up.
Yeah.
Like they, you know, I'm already hooking you up. Like don't, you know what I mean? So then he was like, well, I just ain't gonna pay that. And I'm like, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And I don't feel bad.
Already.
Because
Somebody will.
You know, like I'm not tripping, but you have to treat people how to treat you about what you allow them to get away with.
Already.
And as a seasoned barber, you can be able to speak up like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just something I think we need to do. Anyway, I want to segue because we got to close it up, but I wanted to touch on some real quick fun facts, black barber history. Did you guys know that the barbering culture, like back in the day, like black barbers were originally, it was a service job. So barbers originally, especially the black, Negro barbers, they used to only service the wealthy white men and the politicians, because it was kind of considered a service job beneath them. Yeah. So that's what we originally did. So, but it was just dope. This is how as time goes by, servicing the rich and the politicians, you got game on everything that's going on in your little community, right? Because they in there talking and telling everything. So what do you think became the hub for runaway slaves? When slaves going from town to town, who do they link up with? Who knows everything that's going on in the town? The barber. So by day, we're servicing, the white man, and then by night, we're linking up with our brothers and helping them get to Chicago and places of that nature, to get on the trains and go otherwhere, else places. And and that was like short of the Emancipation Proclamation. So after that, in the late, 1890, sometime after the Emancipation Proclamation, now barbers are moving out of the white neighborhoods, out of the white establishment, and guess what this gave birth to? Black barbershop, but most importantly, entrepreneurship. Already, yeah. So you go from being a slave to basically still being a slave, but you got a job. Yeah. And now you don't just have a job. You have your own business, and now they're setting up shop in their own communities, and and becoming entrepreneurs, and becoming actually free and self-sufficient, and bringing in and creating their own streams of income, so on and so forth. Yeah. So that's just some really cool, history for those that may not know that shit. So. And also, because I want to be on some educational shit on this podcast. I want to touch on everything. I want to enlighten everybody, and don't just be on here talking shit. But so what else I got on here real quick? Oh yeah, if you want to learn more about that, you can go to there's a book about it. It's called Cutting Along the Colored Lines, and it's written by Quincy Mills. Today's quote, and I have it written on our chalkboard up there, is a rising tide raises all ships. You might just have to marinate on that. A rising tide raises all ships. You know what I mean? He's the rising tide, and I'm watching him. He's coming up. I'm coming up with it like, let me get on that wave, baby.
Just the respect.
You know what I'm saying?
It ain't even like that.
I think it's
do the same thing.
Though.
We both help each other grow in each way. Whatever, as much as he could praise me, it ain't even like that. He's just showing his due respect, and I give him the same thing or whatever. I'm not gonna talk about it so much, but he knows I show it and I give it through, my heart. So more so, that's more of his stage and his platform or whatever. But he's doing big things, and I always look. And he's definitely helped me grow. And
I think it's important to show homage, man, and show respect for somebody that may have inspired you or paved the way. You know what I mean? Because I know I've inspired a lot of barbers that will never say a word about it.
Oh, yeah.
But that's okay, you know what I'm saying? Because, I'm not scared to say, this guy inspires me a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? And I just appreciate you being on my show today, man. I've been trying to... You were supposed to be on the first show, but he's such a boss, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to catch this guy, So, I appreciate you too, Steve, being on my show today, man. Coming out here and
appreciate you having us though, but man, we got a little out the way, so
we got enough. Come back because
we got enough, so
we can talk this barber shit all day. I had a whole, I had all kinds of
we at least gotta come and do one more.
So we got to do it again for sure.
Yeah, we gotta do it again. So it's a lot, and just to sell to the people, just what goes on in our lives and how we wake up every day and our mentality, and there's some of the grimy stuff we go through, and but
it's definitely
need to do it again, and it was fun though. So I think we got enough done, man.
All right, well, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in today, man. It's Freaky Fridays. Fiesta's going down. If y'all out there tonight, y'all be safe. What is it? What's going on tonight? What's that thing called?
I can't even remember.
Niosa. Niosa's going down, so y'all be safe out there. Again, if you need a fresh haircut, a fresh fade, you can come down to South Crown Barbershop here at 1010 South Flores, Suite 118. where every king or queen receives their crown when they sit in one of our chairs and get it in. Also, you can go to JB shop, because I ain't hating, but he don't even need them. So come shop. He's book solid.
Nah, I'm alright. Shit, the shop still needs. We still need the business. We don't turn down business up there. So if I can't get you, somebody's there for you. So
already, man. What else? You got anything, Steve, before I close out?
Nah, man. I just appreciate you, man. Appreciate what y'all do, man. I love seeing y'all boys doing y'all big things, man. So that's what's up. I love seeing black entrepreneurs, man. Proud of y'all boys.
Hey, man, we just trying to get it, man. But yeah, man, you guys have a wonderful night, a wonderful weekend. We'll be back here Monday, shooting again. I'll be with my co-host Anthony, and we're gonna definitely get it in. Y'all be safe tonight. Again, as I always like to close out on some positive shit. Some positive mess, sorry. But you know, always be a blessing to somebody, man. Do unto others as you know you want to be done to you. Put your best foot forward. Help the next man. Help your neighbors, no matter what color they are, what background, religion. You know, show love and God bless. Good night. Detail Did It podcast. Tuning out. Peace.
You're now tuned into the Detail Did It podcast. Come catch a fade.
God damn, boy, what's that? Some kind of weave or something?